Into our first story, internally displaced persons from the Yelwata crisis on Thursday took to the streets of Makurdi to protest worsening conditions as their camp, alleging hunger, neglect, and the diversion of relief materials meant for their survival. The displaced persons who are currently taking refuge at the Makurdi International Ultra-Modern Market following last Friday's deadly attack by suspected armed herdsmen marched through the busy Abu King Suluwa Road, chanting solidarity songs and demanding immediate intervention. The protest comes in the wake of the violent invasions that claimed over 200 lives and left many others wounded, forcing survivors to flee their homes. The IDPs lamented what they described as government neglect and inadequate relief materials, particularly food. They appealed to both the state and federal government to either provide sufficient aid or facilitate their safe return to their ancestral homes. The protest caused temporary disruption of traffic along the road as the displaced persons blocked sections of the road with placards and calls for urgent assistance. Quickly, I want to get your thoughts. I'm sure we've had conversations several times over the BENUE State incident, the whole herdsmen attack, individual staff lost their lives and all of that. And the president's visit on Wednesday, to see on the way forward, although we said that the security chiefs, IGP, and the security chiefs attended, went to BENUE State to see on the way forward on how to put the situation at ease. And I also heard that most of the communities, residents from Yelwata were removed from their community to an IDP center for the period of time where everything would ease out. We've had a conversation where you also talked about something like that's the way forward. And we recall that there was a time the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also sent out relief materials and about 2 billion naira, if I'm not mistaken, to the BENUE residents, the communities that were affected by the insurgents. Coming back to get this from them, this protest over the diversion of their relief materials and whatever the situation would be, I really don't know how to put that. So I want to get your thoughts on what you make of this scenario, please.
Thank you very much. And first and foremost, I want to sympathize with the victims of that attack. I said it here over and over again, that Nigerians lost conscience, lost trust, lost belief, and love for one another. I mentioned that it's not just to bring the relief materials, it's to see how it can reach to the end users. What is happening now? You don't give a dog a bone to keep. You see, well, even though there is a spot of hunger across the country, that will not warrant you to begin to corner the relief material meant for victims of dastardly, killings, attacks, and those things. What about you tomorrow? First, I want to thank Mr. President for taking immediate action to assuaging their pain, even though he may not take out of everything, but to some extent, they have shown that there's a light at the end of the tunnels. The government should act fast. I also want to thank the protesters that they didn't go violent, because they said a hungry man is an hungry lion. He can be violent in the midst of hunger, because look at him and the grave. He's no longer afraid of death, so it's as good as dead. So I thank them. At the end of the day, quietly, what they show it is they spoke aloud. They don't mean to malign or be ungrateful to whatever the government is doing. It is a signal. They want to let the government see what is happening, because I can see over the years, all these IDPs have been suffering. Suffering in silence. They will take their material, they will go and sell and make money. They take their drugs, they take their healthcare materials, they will go and sell. This is happening again. It's happening again. Those people doing these things, suppose they are in the shoes of these people. would they be happy?
You know, when we had a conversation like this, she said that a committee should be set up.
I'm coming. So, to go by what I said, he cannot stop this cankerworm except he set an independent body to take care of the implementation of these things. They will keep that. He cannot rule out sellouts when it comes to issue of goods and services and so on. People must cut corners. So, like, this is a man nothing to handle. The IDP people are not even much. 200 people or less is manageable. It can be controlled when there is a determined policy. They can get more than enough when there is a determined policy. There are very few, 200 people in a camp. It's as good as it's less than a community. So they should look for an independent body. If you cannot handle it, bring a consultant. If you can't handle it within government personnel and circles, employ a consultant and pay them.
So what is the responsibility of the local government council if the situation like
the local government is government. We have three-tier system: local government, state, and the federal government. If the local government has not been able to manage this thing, what do? You get a consultant. At that level, the council chairman should intervene directly. If I were him, I'll take it myself. With my officers.
If this issue, this alleged diversion of relief materials are actually accurate, how much more getting back their homes? Is there a possibility
that
of saying that
second one? You have to eat before you talk about house. They have been housed somewhere in the international market or whatever. They are not complaining where they are housed. They are not complaining where they are kept at the sleep. They are complaining about food. That's their problem is. You just have to be well to talk about accommodation. So they are protesting. The food is not enough. The one you gave to people are diverting it. It's not reaching us. So the local government chairman and his committee, his supervisors, his councillors should take direct control. They should take direct control. The local government is there. He has supervisors. He has his councillors. He has his and so on. They should take direct control. 200 please, not too much that they cannot handle. You don't need to, because the civil servant that say it in the public media, they are the main thief we have in this country. They are cutting corner everywhere. Later opportunity, they will blame politicians. What are they teaching the way to corruption? Can you imagine that? They don't have feelings, no conscience, no human being feelings. That is by the local government chairman. My advice here now, the local government chairman should take direct control. With his supervisors are there, the councillors are there. They can take care of the direct control. Divide themselves in parts and divisions. Get a team. This thing will flow. Then the relief material should not be given to anybody. If it's given to state government, the state government should shift it to the council. The council have a way of taking care. They should get a warehouse or school permit. The council should be able to take care and then do the needful. You don't need anybody to come from outside to handle it for you. If I'm the chairman, I will mobilize my councillors, I will mobilize my supervisors, I will mobilize my senior officials, and we take care of this thing directly. We take care of it. That is it. So you don't need it's not a rocket science to be able to handle this and handle it well. That one settles the issue of relief materials. Even there are medicals, there are volunteers at this level now, both international and locally. The traditional rulers are there. The women leaders are there. This thing can be handled, can be getting this kind of thing. Okay? Even the IDPs themselves, they have leaders. Those people that were displaced, most of them were leaders. Get them involved in this distribution, and you get a perfect outcomes. That is, by the way, the issue of taking back to their homes. The place has to be secured first. That place has to be secured first.
You're talking about security of this camp. See, I don't know if you heard that.
The camp is
the last attack. Some of the residents were actually attacked at the camp.
Inside the camp.
Yes, where
then there's a security breach. You don't dump them, so they would better stay at home and die. If you have moved them to a camp and yet they were attacked in the camp, then what is it? You are a part of that conspiracy. Yes. I can accuse if BENUE state government or whoever has moved these people from their home as a result of the attack into a camp and attacked in the camp, then you are a conspirator. You are part of it. Because you cannot move them from where they were and bring them to a more vulnerable area. No, now. That should be investigated. It should be investigated. That is to say, there are suspicions that within the people in residence there, some of them are this part of the terrorist people. Some of them are involved in the attack in their original place. Maybe they pretend as if they are part of this people and they move all them together into here. It's just bringing a lion side into the warehouse where the goat is living. So they should properly insulate the differences. They should look into the matter critically. There should be high profile investigation to fish out the bad people among them. Because in such a camp, there should be a security around there. So how do they infiltrate? Then there are infiltrators among themselves there. That one can be handled easily. Sharply, any intelligence operative can know within these people, and there is a more among them. You bring them out. It's easily done.
Has there been any cases of bringing out moles from, any of the situations that we've been hearing back?
It's easy. Do you know, if we live in that, we know who is who. But they're afraid to talk. That can be body like that can be science. When normal security operator, you can leave them in the camp. You can put security operators in the camp. They'll catch all of them. So you know where the thing is coming. It's also a solution to their natural, to where they were living from. If people can attack them within the camp, automatically the same people were involved among those who attacked them their original residence. It's also a way to get in. Is a kind of a hint to know what is also happening there.
Okay, quickly, I want to ask a question about this whole BENUE situation. Recovering from loss of family member, a loved one, being taken to the camp, going through hunger, everything happening at once. Please, what would you say about this BENUE crisis that has been on for a while? Do you think that there will be any ease? Also considering the fact that the president has paid visits to most of the affected victims.
What is this problem? The problem is animal eating people's plants. And people trying to revenge and kill the animal.
You think that the issue in BENUE State is about the farmer head and
it's decades.
So it's not about terrorism or...
It's not, I don't think that's terrorism. It has been there for years. Is it today?
Are you saying that's the origin of the situation or the reason for the recent attack?
It's land. Look, it's even where in the south, it happens here, where they graze. They carry their cow around their farms and destroy their farms. The women will protest. Either you kill the women or they... So, that is it. So the simple thing is simple. The government should invest in ranching. In those days, they used to have what we call farm settlement. Get a ranch, like I heard Mr. President say, give me land, let me establish ranch. And this matter will end. This will need settlement. You settle them at a particular place where they can rear their cattle, where they can go to school, have health facilities, and so on. This matter will end. They will not leave that place and come to the other place. Here's a place here, quite a particular area for ranching, where it can't stop. Will it stop to eat cow? Where they can rear their cow, develop a particular farm for them, move them there, put all the needed facilities, school, health care, name it, and you move them there. It's a grazing point. You can't sit there here. Farmers will do their thing. Animals will not come this way. So anybody that passes here, then they are creating problem. It will, if it doesn't end it, it will reduce to minimum, to barest minimum. Give them a place. Where do you want them to go to? They have been there as original place. You call them non-indigenous people. Some of them have been there for more than 100 years. So what are you talking about? Give them a place. They in Tamari. I hope you know that.
Give them a place to settle.
That's what I mean. Range. What's the handwork? They rear cow. They handle livestock.
For or against the open grazing situation?
Open grazing will not help anybody. It happened in the south. The cow will run the street. Even vehicles on your road.
If I may disagree with you on that part, I'm thinking that this issue of this whole BENUE crisis is beyond the farmer header clash.
It's not true. See, let me go and read history. Pastoralism is part of the problem. If you don't take that in the south, here within our river, it will create problem one day. They are camping everywhere, looking for where to graze their grass. They should be controlled. Government should be able to intervene. And you know what? Most of these cows are owned by prominent people. I can tell you here in Rivers State, some of our people own most of this cow. These are people who they need education too. And the area of nomadism should end. It's a nomad. It goes around. That should be end. It should be in the old. This is not where we're having cows across the world. That should be organized. I think the Ministry of livestock council has been established. I would suggest every state government should stand up, put up a place for these people, because all of us here eat cow, all of us here eat goat. Who does not eat meat? Few of us, of course. If you don't eat it with this way, that what you don't eat it, you take milk. There is a lot to get from the cow, even the milk, the oil, and so on. The starch. There's so much byproducts in the cow. People don't know that. If your cow is stable somewhere, it will be very healthy. Stress alone, you see most of the cow on the road, they look very tired and hungry. Those who are going about those buses, no one those buses get problem.
Do you know that most of this? Okay, you're saying that instead of allowing them to
run around, organize them at a particular place. It's happening all over the world. It happens all over the world.
Okay, quickly, let's go back to the protest.
And we have so much land in the north.
Let's go back to the issue from BENUE State over the protest of the situation. And you said that if the local council isn't, because they are part of the government, isn't doing their duty, that an establishment, a committee should be established in order to, handle such affairs. If I quoted you right.
I said two things.
Okay.
Either you get a consultant, an independent body that has nothing to do with government, but you pay them.
That's an NGO.
I don't know what to call it.
Okay.
Whether NGO is not a consultant, it's a volunteers. Sometimes they steal. Who's NGO? Are you not NGO? Non-government organization. You're a volunteer. But in this case, even if you have a volunteer, you should be supervised. Who are those volunteers? It's still local that you employ who are also looking for to pay for. So what I need, there are two options I say. It can bring in a consultant. A consultant, external and independent body that you pay, and they'll handle this thing for you. They manage it. They manage the IDP camp. It happens internationally.
Are you saying that they should be Nigerians or foreigners?
What I say is a consultant.
Okay.
It's a man, not 200 people. Only you can manage 200 people. You can.
They actually above 200.
Tell me the figure. It's figure you're seeing. How many are they? You are claiming they're more than 200. I'm hearing from you.
And the 200 is for the lives that were lost. The people from the camp are above 200.
Okay. Do they give the estimate?
No.
They can't be more than 10,000 people. It's not up to that. What happened to the former IDP on a place where they quarter in the market? So how many people build the market? They say it's in the market because they call it international. Market in the market too. Then, okay, let's assume there are 500 people. Okay, 1,000 people. It's not manageable. We have a family here that has more than 500 people in there as a family. It's manageable.
So what happens to the people that divert this relief materials? Because most of
set up
people,
investigation.
According to correspondents that questioned most of them, they said they also got relief materials from some churches that also donated. I will not want to call out the name of the church, but some churches, so a few churches actually donated relief materials added with the one from the government, but they did not get anyone.
See, like I mentioned, I don't want to run any church down. I don't want to begin to create problems.
No, I'm asking about the people that divert those.
Who are those people?
Materials.
You can get them, it's easy. Do you know if you want to get material that is donated, you can go to market and catch most of them. These guys protesting may have seen some of them. They see them. But because they cannot talk, the protest is to say, we are seeing them, see what they are doing. Then that relief material, but there are people in charge. Hold them accountable. You didn't just dump materials. There are people you commission to take care of the material. Hold them accountable. Yes, that is a kind of inventory that a church, the Church of Christ, brought 10 bags of rice. It's recorded. He handed it over to somebody, and the person take the inventory of it. If you get lost, you should be accountable. That is it. If we have a problem where there is no transparency, where we lack accountability, where we lack effective responsibility, that is the issue. If you put somebody there and a bag of rice get lost, hold him or her accountable. Okay. Next time they will not let it go that way.
All right.